Yo, yo, yo. What's up with y'all, man? Lil Joey the Mimp. Coming to y'all with a story time. I'm probably gonna stand up and do this one. This video is dedicated to my mom. My whole life, she dedicated her whole life to me. She would get me my sister. She would get us shoes and clothes. I don't even know how she got it, to be honest. I don't know what she had to do to get these things, to be honest. She told me that she had jobs and stuff like that, and she did what she had to do. I'll just give y'all a quick breakdown. I pray that the camera doesn't cut off due to my story. But let me see, where can I start? Well, coming up, my mother had me and my sister young. She had me at 15. She had my sister, I think, at 16. Me and my sister like a year and some change apart. And a lot of people consider me and my sister miracle kids because after my mama had me and my sister, her kidneys began to shut down slowly but surely. My mother's on dialysis right now. My mother did get pregnant a few times after me and my sister were born, but she had miscarriages. Me and my sister were the only one who survived. My granddad, he was actually ashamed that my mama got pregnant with me at such a young age, that he wanted her to abort me. He gave her the money to abort me, but she didn't. And yeah, man. But yeah, and she did her best to provide for us. My granny, which is my mother's mom, passed away when I was like 7 years old, so she was left to fend for herself. She was on Section 8, just so she can get a, you know, because we wasn't financially stable, so my mom, she wound up being on Section 8. Make sure the camera's still on, okay? And her and my stepdad, rest in peace, Alfred Weiss. They used to call him Crab, but they lived together inside this house. Anyway, they separated for a minute. Once they separated, my mother, she still had her Section 8, so she was cool. She was able to make it through, you know. But then her and my stepdad got back together, and she gave her Section 8 up. So she gave her Section 8 up, and they bought a trailer together on Ashley Phosphate. Anyways, we lived together with my stepdad on Ashley Phosphate for a little minute. And I'm just paraphrasing and making it kind of short. We lived with my stepdad in this trailer for a minute. Anyways, things got kind of rough between my stepdad and my mom. So my mom separated from my stepdad, right? When my mom was separated from my stepdad, Mama now, she gave up her Section 8 just to move in this trailer with my stepdad. But once she gave her Section 8 up, and her and my stepdad started going through their problems, she had to get back on the list. You know what I'm saying? And you know that's a long waiting list, right? So, being that she had a long waiting list, she had to do what she had to do to make money. You know, my mom had to do what she had to do to make money, man. Whether it was illegal, you know what I'm saying? You know, she don't do nothing. My mom don't do nothing illegal. I spoke to her before I even gave the story time. I told her that I would say certain things, but I wouldn't go too much into detail. But let's just say she had to do things in the streets, you know what I mean, to make money. Not necessarily selling her body, but let's just say certain things. You know what I'm saying? And I seen certain things she had to do. She didn't have a man. My stepdad was out of the picture. You know, she had to pay rent. She had to pay bills. She was no longer on Section 8. And she did what she had to do to provide for us, man. She didn't hide it from me neither. She didn't hide it from me. She was like, son, I got to do what I got to do. You know, my mom was like my dad and my mom coming up. So on Father's Day, I tell my mom Happy Day, and on Mother's Day, I tell my mom Happy Day. But anyways, she did what she had to do. She would always buy me and my sister. She would do the best she could to make sure we were straight when it was time to go to school. And she would just try to do her best to get us whatever we wanted. We would always still complain. It was never good enough. She could never do enough for us. We would always complain. We wanted what the other kids wanted. And we put pressure on our mom to get us clothes and get us shoes. You know what I mean? We would cry, we would complain, we would never happy. We were just ungrateful kids. Um, we just wanted what the other kids wanted, you know. Um, it would be times where I would go to school and, you know, when school first started, I would be fresh. I would be fresh. But as the year went on, I started to wear the same clothes and stuff like that. It got to the point where as though, you know, things got so crazy financially for us that I would have to take the clothes that I bought that year, maybe 5 shirts and 5 pairs of pants, and I would recycle them. I'll be recycling them. And my shoes, I would get the cheapest shoes that I could get. You know what I'm saying? Chuck Taylors, I think it was like two for $89.99. Soldier Reeds, which is Reeboks, it was like two for $89.99, something like that. I would get the cheap shoes just so they would last. But then when my shoes got worn out, I would have to recycle them. Like one day I might wear these pants with these pants with this shirt, and then this shirt with a different pants, and just switch it up. But you know, one day I was walking in school, and the girl was like, I ain't never seen you with those clothes on. Basically, she was saying she had already, the girl in my school, she was saying she had already figured out all my clothes. So whenever I did wear something new, like a new pants or a new pair of shoes, it was shocking to people because I didn't really have much. Because my mom, she didn't have a lot of money. Anyways, my mom, she would struggle to buy me name brand clothes, man, name brand shoes. Like she would struggle to do this. Like I can't make anybody who knew Lil Joey, man, they'd tell you, man, like my mom, she raised me good. She didn't want me to be in the street. She didn't want me to be a thug. She, you know, she didn't want me doing none of these things, man. She didn't raise me to come to prison. She didn't raise me to do none of that. Anyway, long story short, she bought me clothes. She bought me shoes, and my sister. She did the best she could, man. She did the best she could. She bought us whatever we could. It might not have been when we wanted it, but if we begged her and begged her and begged her, she got it. She did the best she could. And this is why, while working as a certified nurse assistant and going to school trying to become a registered nurse, because my mother, she was about to be a nurse before her kidneys started messing up. Anyways, she would buy it all. She would buy us all these clothes, all these things. Well, at least she would do the best she could. You know what I mean? At least do the best she could. But she never bought herself name brand clothes. She never bought herself name brand shoes. She never did. She she never did. And the name brand shoes that she would get it from the thrift store. And it made me sad. It brought tears in my eyes because it was like I got so used to her not. It's not so much about materialistic things. It just made me feel bad that she never really cared for herself. She cared for me and my sister. She even took care of my sister kids to a certain extent. Ain't no to a certain extent. Like she adopted my sister's first son, Tyrell Brown, because he was the first. He was the first grandchild, and she took care of everybody in the neighborhood, and I guess that's where I get my heart from. Long story short, she never bought herself name brand clothes. She never bought herself name brand shoes. She worked. That's all she did, work and pay bills. She never had the best cars. I probably had better cars than my mom. She never had. She was just always taking care of everybody, man. And you know, recently she was like, you know, she was in ICU because she had congestive heart failure. You know, so and she got her lungs, on top of the fact that she's in dialysis, her lungs were just clogged up. So she quit smoking. She put the patch on. But she said, "Son, I want to start working out. I want to start going to a gym, but I don't have any shoes." And I was like, "Okay, Ma, I'll get you some shoes." So I saved up, got her some shoes or whatever. But then I really thought, it was bigger than the shoes. She never had name brand shoes, and honestly, me personally, now that I knew about financial literacy, I don't even like I don't even care for name brand stuff because you're only making somebody else rich. If you don't have any stocks invested in the brand that you buying, you're just making them rich. But anyways, long story short, I don't want to get off subject. I told myself, I said, what my mom did for me, my sister, she raised my cousins, like she raised my uncle kids, like for real, like she raised my uncle kids, man. She raised my uncle kids. She raised her best friend, Shirley kids. Um, my cousins, all my, like anybody could have come to our house and spend the night for real. She I mean I guess that's where I get my heart from. But anyways, I told myself I didn't want my mom to die without me ever getting her some shoes, man. I got so used to her buying me like shoes. I would get her everything. Like I get my mama damn near everything that she needs, but I never got her any shoes. And she never had shoes. She never did. And she wanted to work out so her health can be better. And I know that y'all, if y'all watching this, some of y'all may be like, why is that such a big deal? Why is that such a big deal? It was a big deal to me because she did so much for everybody else that she never even cared even. She would throw hints, but she never really even cared about herself enough to even buy herself some shoes. She buy her grandkids stuff, her great grandkids stuff, me stuff, my sister stuff, everybody else stuff, clothes and everything. But she never thought to do anything like that for herself. And I sat back on my bunk and I thought about it like, dang, man. And I began to feel sad. Like this woman does for everybody, but doesn't do for herself. So I bought her some shoes and stuff like that. I think it's like some Nike running shoes. What I'll do is I'll probably post it or something. I might use it as a thumbnail, and I'll probably do a reaction video to this too. This is part one. I'll probably do a part two once the shoes arrive. I told her I was getting it, and it should be arriving to her by Wednesday probably. But it was just I just dedicated this video to my mom because the the I don't think that a lot of women can really walk in her shoes. Like she honestly, with her health conditions, sometimes I don't even know how she's still holding on. Honestly, man. And she tells me that she's holding on for me. Every day when she calls or something, or I see her number, sometimes I get nervous, like I don't know what's going to happen or nothing. But I told myself, and I even told God, like whatever happens, I just want to get her like one pair of shoes before anything happens, and because I can't get my words out, man. Like I was been supposed to do this video. It's like the road that she traveled. You know what I'm saying? She's the type she'll go to Walmart. You know females, they can go anywhere. If I say, Mom, you need some quality shoes. That's gonna last you. Same how I always tell y'all need to be around high quality people and high vibrational people because that's what's gonna last. Those are meaningful relationships. It's the same thing with your shoes. You don't want. It's not about necessarily the name brand shoes, but you want quality shoes so you don't have to keep buying and buying and buying, especially if you want to be working out. She was like, no, I'll just go to Payless or yeah, but the camera cut off, man. But if you got a chance to do something for your loved ones, man, do it for them. My granny passed away. My granny on my mama's side, she passed away when I was like 7 years old. We was actually struggling when my granny left, and so I guess, and that's something that my mother wanted to. My mother, she never really got to. My granny never really got to see us go into prosperity. Even though we were struggling, still we was doing better than we was doing before my granny left. And I just try to do for my mother what she didn't get to do for her mother. And you know, like I say, the things that don't matter to a lot of people, it matters to me because like my mom, she was really all I got. When I first came to prison, she would cry. She felt the pain because I had never been in this situation, and it just hurt her so bad. And I can never repay my mama for nothing that she did for me. But what I can do is try to make her days here on this earth as pleasant as possible. We don't always get along, but I love my mom. If you still got your mom, um, appreciate her while you can. If you don't got your mom, my condolences go to you. Um, and even if you don't got your mother anymore, do something for another female who is a mother. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, man, tomorrow's not promised, and you know that being a parent is not an easy job. You know what I mean? Although they may make it look easy, it's not always easy, man. Especially if they're doing it by themselves. So, like I say, the things that you may think not matter to the things that you may take for granted and you may think not matter to a mother, it actually does, man. Tomorrow's not promised. Today is not either. Um, that's that, man. I just dedicate this video to my mom. Um, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I love y'all. I want y'all to love yourselves. If you love yourself, like the video. If you don't love yourself, hell, like the video. I'm out. Enjoy it, man.